What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It's I, James, RedemptionAgency.com, 23 years. Selling full-time on eBay. And we are Monday morning. Got a lot of Posh to send out this morning. Posh did pretty well this weekend. All righty. Well, eBay was full of errors again this weekend. Shipping issues. We do not ship to your location issues. Just one problem after another. The same as it's been since the beginning of the year. So let's see what numbers we did. So we are at 9 a.m. today. Let's see where. On the media store with 42,000 items, so I'm at $35. Woohoo! We're killing it, man. And on the clothing store with 19,000 items, we're at $66. So, every day the smaller store starts out better than the big store. So, no surprise there. Because of the huge shutdowns overnight. But I'm going backwards on both of them. But, as you know, because of all the crap and the issues, I took off my sales and marked my $3.99s up to $5.99 instead of playing the volume game. Try to get more per item. So I'm curious to see what my cost will be for the weekend. Also, for the weekend on the clothing store. And now that I think about it, I think I'm going to move my toys back because when it comes to, like, you're only allowed 25,000 items in each store for the $300. And I don't want to go over that I'm already at 19,000, so I only got a room for about 6,000 more in here. And this store is not making enough to justify going over that lot right now. Allotment, so. Where the other store now has like 20,000, room for 20,000 items. Because it's taking up mostly media for the free stuff, so. I got to think about that and stuff now, so I may move the toys back. All right, so the clothing store this weekend. $606, down 0.8%. My calculator. 605. 43.4 selling costs, so that's good. 28 items sold, down 20%. Average sale price per item, $21.63. So I've been averaging about $220 a day this year for this store. So a little bit under that. On the clothing or the media store. We are good Lord. $1,336, up 25%. So it's only $19.42 for, let me divide that. Divided by 3, $6.47 a day. So that's been about average for the year, about $6.50. So even with the changes I made, that stayed about the same. The selling costs have gone down a little. So that's the plus so far. Selling costs over here, 47%. 91 items sold, down 35% expected. Average sale price per item up 92% at 14.68, which is expected with taking off the sales and turning off the volume game for now. So, baby girl, find you a spot. Everything's kind of chaotic right now. If you can see, started the project, got the new shelving units, transferring the totes over into boxes so they fit perfectly. Gonna give me a little bit more room in that area once I get all that stuff cleaned up, all those totes and stuff. She's like, I don't know where to lay. You gotta go pee-pee? You gotta go to the bathroom? I don't know if she went out this morning yet or not. You gotta go to the bathroom? Yeah. I'm gonna go let her out real quick and then we'll get to shipping to Posh. Okay. What can you say? Same old thing, different day. Even when you change things up a little bit. So, I'm down 23% in the media store. I'm down 5% in the other store now. After the beautiful weekend. All right. Let's get these Poshmark orders done. Print. Can I get to those priority things? Not. No, they're all kind of buried now, of course. Alrighty, first up on Posh, we've got St. Louis Rams long sleeve t-shirt. I sold for $12. What do we got going on? Find an old poly bags and what have you laying around cleaning up. The date on that's 2017. That's funny. 8 years ago. I didn't like these because they always double thinged them. That made no sense to me. Like doing double the work just to close a damn poly bag. Like, why? Why must I do that? That don't make no sense. Boom. Next up, beautiful disaster hat, sold for $8. Again, I start to fall into that headspace like, what else can I do, right? It's like with the eBay issues, beautiful disaster. And the answer to that is just keep listing. Keep listing. Keep going. going. The first day out, Friday, was awesome. Did like 850 that day. But what am I doing? You don't have to weigh that. But then the weekend, the problems started again. All right, we got some TK Axle jeans that sold for $16. I'm worried about him today. He's been doing a lot of head shaking this morning. So I gave him a couple of trazodones. Just in case because we're in that danger zone, so I want to make sure. These are old too. Oh no, these are the new ones I just bought already. Peter can't do things properly. You know, just rips a hole in it and leaves the plastic on. Just take it all off. Do it right one time and everything else is quicker. $6.50 a day. So it could be worse. At least still making over my minimum. So give it some time and see what happens. Next up, we got a Titleist hat sold for $8. Yeah, I started this project late yesterday, so. You in? Let me go close that door. Don't let all the heat out, all the cold in. Good girl. I'm back. Find you a place to lay. It'll be cleaned up by the end of the day. Cha-ching. That's the clothing store. Next up, we got a mossy oak hoodie that sold for $19. I'm over 10,000 items on Posh now, using that Bendu with the bulk edit. Making things a lot quicker. Mossy oak with like the leather work on it. So $19 there. She's like, where am I supposed to lay? Where you going, girl? Alright, next up, Under Armour baseball cap sold for $8. I've been lowering prices since I wasn't playing the sale thing, in hopes that would help out. Since a lot of the stuff I listed expecting it to go on sale for 30%. So I've been dropping everything like 20%. Not everything, but when I end and sell similar and stuff, I've been lowering some of all my higher dollar items 20%. Next up, Stella women's cap, sold for $10. Snoring. I've been pushing, when I get up at 6 to give him his meds, I would feed him at 6. So I pushed their feed time back to whenever I get up. And then their lunch, I pushed back till about 4. And then I feed them about 8, so. It was 6, like 6, 2, and 6. And I'm like, yeah, that's not right. Because that's medications time also, so. Kind of split it up just so that way I could get up at 6 o'clock, just give him his meds real quick and go straight back to bed. Because chances are he got me up 2, 3 times in the middle of the night to go out or whatever. It's only once last night though. Was it once or was it twice? I don't remember now. All right, we got a vintage sweatshirt sold for $8. Monte Carlo Racing. Cool vintage. That's the back there. That was a cool thing. 2-piece. I don't know if you can hear that snoring. This is soft too. Oh, this ain't vintage. Zoe and Liv. It's just made to look vintage. No, I didn't put vintage in the title. I just wonder why eBay can keep making the same errors on their site over and over again. Like that whole we don't ship to your location thing. That thing's been happening so much in the last 4 years. It's ridiculous. Why can't... There's a $13 cassette that just sold. I mean, why? Why do we have to keep putting up with the same errors that are hurting sales so consistently? Over and over and over again. We'll do the clothing store first since it's the bigger stuff to get it out of the way. I sold a board game over here, Nickelodeon Legends of Hidden board game. I remember that thing. Sold for $13. So I haven't pulled that yet. Combine orders? Surely. All right, first up we've got, are you ready for a hat lot? Yeah. Paving Management Systems cap. Along with Cape Electrical Supply. $10 a piece. Headed to Lincoln Park, New Jersey. stuff over. Alrighty, that would be 9. Thomas. Next up, Galena Skady, or something like that. Woman's cap. That's sold for $7, headed to Santa Ana, California. And that's flexible, so I'm going to go ahead and put that one in a poly mailer. There's nothing on there that can break. Mark. Next up, this, it looked like a metal militia, but it's not. I just put military skull cap on it. I sold for $13, headed to St. Petersburg, Florida. Knock the glasses down. I gotta get some new glasses. Okay, 7, perfect. Outs. Next up, I just put these up, sold for $45. Walls. I can't even spell puff. What did I spell there? Oh no, that's what it's supposed to be. Blizzard proof. P-R-U-F. Thought I misspelled something for a second. And these are these like one-all thingy bobbers. Hunting coveralls. Very nice condition, vintage. Box for these. Perfecto mundo. Perfecto mundo. It kind of sucks when customers contact you and go, why don't you ship to my location? I do. I'm sorry. eBay is screwed up. You know how many times I've had to tell a customer that it's eBay's a problem with the eBay website, try again later? Way too many times. Ryan. And you know that costs sales because they're just going to go someplace else and buy it. And that's the hard part. I mean, most people want the stuff now. And if you won't even let them check out, they're just going to buy from somebody else. Kansas City Chiefs t-shirt sold for $6, headed to Plano, Texas. And chances are where they're going is not going to be on eBay. Is that really? Wow. How you going, baby girl? You all right? pie. What? Low on. Change that before I go on. So that's in there. Ryan. Mark. Yeah, I just got to keep myself in the mindset that I try to put myself in every day. You know, not think about the problems, just enjoy what I'm doing. Look at every piece as money. And just turn the music up. Everybody cut back. Even the labels I get used to come in a box. Now they're like, screw that. That costs too much. We can cut costs by eliminating that box. Beautiful. Alrighty. Scan form, which I need to. I've got most of this cleaned up. I got to reorganize it. I know I've got a inkjet printer thingy bobber down there. I need to get loaded today also. You're just restless without a spot to lay, huh? I'll get you a new bed after I get this cleaned up. We'll get you a spot down here. All right, first up, we got a Ireland. That don't have to go out till tomorrow, so I'll do that one later. That is Mario Lanza vinyl record, sold for $6. We got Morbid Tabernacle Choir Down Memory Lane cassette, sold for $6. Make a call down memory lane. I think that's one voice I'm actually going to miss hearing new music from. And that is Jack Russell. He was the lead singer of Great White. I loved his voice. And I'm talking more than just the hits of, like, some of you may know, like Once Bitten, Twice Shy or something. But just all their albums with him on it anyway. Next up, we've got Dream Theater Black Clouds Silver Lining CD, Sold for $16.50, headed to Los Angeles. Speaking of good bands. Okay. This thing look like new. Yep. Look like a new. Like a car down memory lane. Not very comfy laying like that, huh? Lawrence. Next up, we've got one of Jan's items. We got a sledding snowman. Sold for $9.50, headed to Georgia. And I grabbed a box hoping I would fit in it. So let's see. Perfect. Perfecto mundo. What's been up with this hand lately? Like, just this bone on my thumb just been hurting for the last week, like off and on, not consistently, but, and I don't use that. I use this one, so you would think this one would have like the issues. Alfred. When's the last time you've heard that name? Alfred. That's an old school name. Alfred. Come on. I'm trying to stack you nice and neatly. Scritti Politti, or however you always pronounce their name. Cassette sold for $6. Headed to Puyallup, Washington. Kind of sucks how my buy two get twos kind of dissipated drastically. Like I said, it's still a deal, but people just don't know about it because they don't see it, because the first, the items aren't marked $3.99, they're marked at $5.99 now. So, Eric. I just keep thinking of different things to try, and let it set for a week though. And we Bach CD classical, sold for $6, headed to Massachusetts. For Joan. Next up, are you ready for a media lot? Alright, we got China Crisis CD. Sold for $20. We got Billy Joel, Greatest Hits 1 and 2, sold for $5.50. I can replace that. And we've got Billy Joel VHS, sold for $5.50. And Robert Palmer VHS, sold for $15. I'll put those in a box. And that to me. Change out some of these right quick. On a Saturday night, I say a little prayer for you. On the Saturday night, I send this message through. I was wrong to run. I should have took a little time for life, because was loneliness, and it came at the sacrifice. I'm doing time paradise on this Saturday night. Come on, get your booty in there. That works. A little stuffer. Alrighty, about 6x4, 114. Medium male Walter. Now I got to go back up to, we just got an oil change, and as I'm driving at home, I noticed the engine light was on. So I got to Google and see if on the Jeep Grand Cherokee, see if the engine light comes on for, if you don't reset the oil. I wouldn't think it would. So if that's the case, I don't know what the hell's wrong with that car, if that's not what it is. And I think we're just out of warranty too. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's jacked up. But never had any problems with Jeep. Owned so many of them and never had any issues, so hopefully it's not an issue. Nothing major anyway. Like if I'm ever to recommend any kind of car, it's definitely a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4 Jeep Grand Cherokees. Never any issues. Hundreds of thousands of miles on them combined. And of course, GMC. Yukons always last. Had one of those. That was the only car I actually put 100,000 miles on. Usually I try to get rid of them by 60. All right, that is all. So I gotta go sit up at this freaking car place probably for a minute, which don't make me happy. I don't like waiting around, especially when I could be working. So, alrighty, that's it. I got a lot of work to do today. So, thanks everybody. I'll see you all in the next video. Later.